Go time. What is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to actually do some screen sharing, share some tactical marketing strategy with you, which I think you'll like. Let me pull this live up in my Facebook group so I can make sure that when I screen share, things are appearing as they should. So just bear with me here a moment. Okay. It's good there. Looks like yesterday Facebook was not sharing the lives in the groups for some reason. So right now we are streaming to YouTube, the Facebook page, and the Funnel Building for Profit Facebook group. All right. I just sent out an email to my list about this. Something that I've been working on for a while, something that I know will help everybody's business. I talk to people about it weekly, but so few people implement, and I think they're just scared, to be honest with you. Shouldn't be, because it's fun and it does work. So today's focus is going to be use guest podcast appearances to improve your marketing. So even though you may be a podcast host yourself, obviously that's got its own advantages, but getting yourself onto another person's show, whether it's radio, whether it's podcast, whether it's a summit, whether it's old school radio, all those things have big value because you get to be positioned as an expert in whatever they're bringing you on about. And B, you get to get in front of new audiences, right? That's what marketing's all about, is exposing your brand and your message to new people. So it does accomplish those things. The nice thing about doing it these days is you can do it from the comfort of home, right? Everything is digital, so it's a big advantage. So let me attempt to share this screen. And let's see, hang on here. Saying use two monitors. Don't have two monitors, so let's see what happens. Entire screen and share. All right, and that's going to look crazy. So we will start here at my whiteboard. And I'm just staring at my phone real quick to make sure there's a little bit of a delay, just make sure that it is showing up properly. Just bear with me. And yes, we're good. So it shows me and the screen. Cool. I had no idea. All right. So really it's a four-step process. And once upon a time when I would do this, I really struggled to get onto other podcasts consistently because trying to do everything by yourself, can be very overwhelming. You just run out of time, right? So I've pretty much broken this down into four steps that anybody can do, and it does work and it is repeatable. So step number one is, we'll keep it real simple, put together a one-page PDF, basically a bio of yourself, okay? And I'll show you some examples of all this stuff. And the reason why is you get one chance to make a first impression. So if we go to my website, here on my About page, I've got an example of a bio. And I just made this in Canva, to be honest with you. It took me a couple hours. I've revised it once or twice, but it's not terribly hard to do. So I use one of their templates, and it's fairly brief, right? And but it even has some kind of fun facts and stuff. But it gives people a glance if you're going to be a good fit for their audience or not. So I recommend doing something similar like that. Let's get back out of here. So get together a one-page bio. So there's step one. Step number two is going to be, and this might be out of order with what I just did in my email. Step number two is going to be put together a pitch email template, right? So if you're using Gmail as an example, you can save like a template there. And all you're really trying to do is put together a paragraph or two and let potential hosts know why they should care about you as a guest, right? What value are you going to offer their audience? So we'll put a pitch email template, and in that email template, you will link to this one-page bio. Okay. So we used to, back in the day, unsuccessfully, we used to just do a pitch email, and results weren't very good. I think taking the time to put together the bio has helped a lot. Something else that we're actually working on, and this is back on me, is here we're going to add a Well, what are we calling that? It's kind of like an as featured on page. And I've been on like 40, 41 podcasts and radio spots at this point. I'll just put as featured on, but we're going to take like a PDF and put a picture of the show, like, their podcast art or whatever, and maybe a link to a snippet of the episode or something. And so they can actually hear really conveniently some examples of what I sounded like on shows and things like that. So I think that'll even help more, but we don't have that now, but we're working on it. Okay. So number 3 is you need to come up with a plan for where you're going to find these shows. So this is where you would go to, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you want to go to look at what shows are out there, right? And you can find other opportunities, I'm sure, on Facebook groups and things like that, et cetera. Where are you going to go to find podcasts or radio spots that are going to have an audience that you care about and getting in front of? So that's going to require some work, okay? I think we use Apple Podcasts primarily. Sarah, a girl on my team, actually does help me with this. So, and she's told me before, I'd have to ask her what's been working best for her lately. But we kind of know with our brand, we want to get in front of entrepreneurs, other marketers, people with a side hustle, small business, maybe even medium business in some case, sales funnel specific stuff. Et cetera. And sometimes there's some audiences with overlap that makes sense. People that like motivation, inspiration, that type of stuff as well. So if a podcast appears to have an audience overlap there, they're worth reaching out to. Now, she will do a little extra work and look and see, hey, do they have more than 2 or 3 episodes? And that's not always a bad thing, but she'll do a little research and then reach out. Most podcasts, like I'll show you ours, will have some kind of a process for getting on the podcast. So sometimes an email will get the conversation started. Most podcasts will have something like this. This is just our page as an example. So like at the bottom, it'll say want to be a guest. Some people will have some kind of a form, right? So I think ours is going to run to a type form, no Cognito forms. Oops, I need to update that. How embarrassing. But it is what it is, right? So they'll have some kind of a process. And usually once you fill out that form plus the email, they're going to be able to figure out very quickly if you're going to be a good fit for their show. Okay. So the first week or 2 or 3 you do this, you probably won't get a lot of action. As you start doing this, and this is the 4th step, consistently, and I think I've got a good magic number here to get started with it. And I'm going to misspell the word, so I'm just going to do that. If you can do, we'll say 2 to 5 hours a week, right? Somebody on your team or you. It doesn't seem like a lot, but if you can do that for 2, 3, 4 weeks, you will start to get invites. Okay. You will start to see invites roll in, and things will start to roll for you. So the mistakes that I've made with my team in the past is, for some reason or another, this didn't happen. Okay, so every time we'd build momentum, we'd lose it and start over. And I think a lot of people probably fall into that. In the past, we didn't have the 1-page bio. Okay, we're just kind of throwing stuff out there. The pitch email wasn't templated, so I had somebody kind of doing their own thing. And after a while, I looked at it and I was like, oh boy, this is not really presenting the opportunity in a very good light. Okay, and this is probably the easiest part here, is finding a good source for this stuff. So let me see if I can stop sharing, go back, see if I have any comments. All right, we're going to pop back out of here and pop back over here. Cool, there we are. So just to run through those again here, if I got them in order, the 1-page bio is definitely the first thing you can do. And trust me, this will help every business on the face of the earth. It's a lot of fun, and I'll tell you all the benefits that I've seen. Step number 2 is get an email template pitch together. Okay, this will save time, create consistency, and it just really helps look professional as well. Step 3 is a consistent effort, which I think I spelled it right there. Like I said, 2 to 5 hours a week to start is a good number. Don't expect much the first 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. It takes time, but just like sales, as you build up that pipeline, eventually things start to fall. Sometimes on a Monday, I'll get 3 emails that'll be like, hey, all these shows want you to come on. It's like, wow, that's a good day. But they didn't all come from the previous day or the previous week. The other thing I didn't mention is, and I think I made a different step 4 in the previous thing, but we can call it step 5 if you want to, but a solid promotion strategy. So I just put together a new promotion strategy for my own business yesterday, which I will share with you again now. Okay, lots of sharing going on. And this is just for our podcast, right? And what I did is I basically did a search for buffers, recommended social posting times and frequencies. They update it every year, so this was for 2020. I've got Facebook page, Facebook group, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn page, and then Instagram's a non asset because I can't share a link directly in it. So we don't use Instagram a whole lot. Facebook is probably our biggest social platform for sure. So if you actually go through and count all these, there's 29 exposures a week for our podcast. The guest podcasts that I go on, sometimes they have video, sometimes they just have audio. So I will do a lighter variation of sharing a podcast that I'm on as a guest because there's not as many assets. Our podcast, we have 2 short teaser videos, audio, video, full video. So there's 4 different assets I get to play with. So it makes more sense, but having a robust marketing strategy that's not just random times and random amounts because it feels good, but actually putting some thought behind it. I strongly recommend that for you as well. Okay. Let's see here. We will stop sharing. We'll jump back to StreamYard again. Pretty easy. So I hope this is helpful. If you have been wanting to get more warm to hot leads in your business, this will do that. Generally, your leads will come from the podcast host themselves or somebody in their audience. And it's kind of neat because if you get like on a video call, sometimes these people from their audience are actually, kind of starstruck to see you in real life, which is funny because you're like, it's not that exciting, but it's kind of a neat thing. So it's the person they heard on the show. Now they're talking to themselves face to face. So it's kind of a neat thing, but I found it to be a very successful marketing strategy for those warm, probably more accurately, hot leads. Okay. So it's going to build your credibility. It'll build your email list. The backlinks from their show notes will help build your traffic to your website organically as well. Just nothing but benefits. All right. If you're scared of the camera, if you're scared of the mic, if you're scared of the camera, you can still do a lot of podcasts with just the mic. But if you're scared of the mic too, you're going to have problems with this. It's not going to be a great fit for you. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I will be going hammer down with this strategy all year for my business. I'm hoping to get on about 80 shows by the end of the year total. I'm about 40, 41, somewhere like that now. So if I can double that in 12 months, I'll be happy. If I can do more, even better. So that's all I've got for you now. It was kind of an unplanned live, but I sent the email out to my list and I thought, you know what, this has some value. I'm going to throw it out there. Somebody will see this and find value in this as well. Okay. So all I've got for you today. See you soon.